Jesse, we end every conversation with a final 5, which is our fast 5 on the podcast. And I'm excited to see what you answer. So they have to be answered in 1 word to 1 sentence maximum.
Got it.
So Jesse, here are your final 5. The first question is, what is the best advice you've ever heard or received when it comes to health?
Symptoms are messages.
I'm going to let you expand because I like that. Yeah.
If you feel symptoms from acne to psoriasis to infertility to brain fog, these are not something to suppress. They are messages. They are your body trying to communicate with you, to tell you, hey, there's something wrong. I need your help. Don't suppress. Don't feel bad about the symptoms. Flip the script. Talk to your body. Be like, okay, why is there all this eczema on my arm? What's going on? That's inflammation. That's inside. Can I help you? You see what I mean? So symptoms are messages.
How do you think we often process symptoms instead of as messages?
We think our body is fighting us. We're like, body, why are you against me? We don't understand. It's crying for help. It's not against. Your body just wants to keep you alive. Your body's not trying to be annoying. I promise. Your body's trying to keep you alive.
That's so good. That's so good. I love that. Your body is not trying to be annoying. I love that. No, it's so true.
And your body is so much smarter than you. So much smarter than you. Listen to it. It's got stuff to teach you.
That's such great insight. Next time you come, we're going to talk about that.
Yay!
I love that. That's really hit a chord with me. Like, I think it's so interesting how we look at anything inconvenient as there's something wrong and you're being annoying and I wish you would just be okay.
Yes.
Rather than, oh, wait a minute, you're actually trying to share something. And I think a lot of people, at least I've heard, I don't have kids, but I've learned that a lot of people feel this with their children, where your child's trying to communicate with you and just doesn't know how. And it's almost like our body's like that.
Yeah, it's like a baby doesn't cry because it's trying to annoy you. A baby cries because it's going through something difficult and it wants your help. Yeah,
I love that. That's such a beautiful answer. All right, second question. What is the worst health advice you've ever heard or received?
Have a fruit smoothie first thing in the morning. Yeah, I mean, anything that has to do with fruit juices, fruit smoothies as being a health food, anything, no. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay. Question number 3. What's the first thing you do in the morning and the last thing you do before you go to bed?
The first thing I do in the morning, I take my earplugs out and I drink water.
So you do have water first in the morning. That's
absolutely. And then I try to turn my phone on a little bit later. I try to not turn it on in the first half an hour. Last thing I do at night before going to bed, I have this app in which I track my mental health. So I put a scale of 1 to 5, how my mental health was today, and I write a couple sentences about my day.
Nice. What is the app called?
It's called Dailyo. I have no affiliation whatsoever. It's awesome. Daylio. And I've been doing this for 4 years now. And it makes a little dot for, I'll show you in a sec. It makes a little dot for every day. And so I have 4 years of dots of how my mental health was in all of those days. And I see these patterns. I see that I've gotten happier over time, more fulfilled, have less episodes of difficult mental health issues. So it's really cool to look back.
That's beautiful. I love that. That's a great recommendation for everyone listening. Fourth question. What's something that you used to believe to be true about health, but now you've realized it's actually not true?
That everybody should wear a glucose monitor. So when I first started in the space, because wearing the glucose monitor had changed my life, I was telling everybody to wear one. And now I realize that you can get all the benefits by seeing what I've discovered in the science that I've found. And sometimes over-tracking yourself can lead to issues and stress.
I can relate to that. There was a point where I was measuring everything. And it was useful. And then it went too far. And then I didn't want to measure anything. And then it's a really interesting balance because data can be so powerful and at the same, it can be so disempowering.
Because sometimes you look at the data to decide how you feel about yourself. It's like, you know, if
exactly.
You wake up and you're like, I don't know if I'm tired or not. Look at my sleep data. Oh, I'm exhausted, clearly, because I didn't sleep well. But you're actually not connected to how you feel.
And it takes you outside of your body.
Exactly.
It's what you're saying earlier. We need to actually get better at living in our bodies and listening within our bodies and hearing and feeling what they're saying to us and how they're communicating, rather than expecting that even an external person or system is going to somehow predict how we feel.
Amen.
Yeah, that's a really, really powerful takeaway. I love that. Fifth and final question, which we ask to every guest who's ever been on the show. If you could create one law that everyone in the world had to follow, what would it be?
Okay, I'm going to restrict myself to the world of food, okay? Because there's lots of other laws that we could do that would be very important in the world.
And it can be a real law, like, you know.
Yeah. ban all processed breakfast food.
I love that.
Because that would help kids. It would help parents. It would change people's mood, make them happier, more fulfilled. Yeah, I think that's a big one.
That's huge.
Or like the law could be treat breakfast like any other meal. Because if you ban something, then other stuff pops up. So it's more like treat breakfast as the second lunch and eat lunch food at breakfast.
Yeah. That's great. I love that. Everyone, Jessie Inchauspe. The book is called Glucose Revolution, the life-changing power of balancing your sugar. If you don't follow @GlucoseGoddess on Instagram, make sure you go do that right away. Please grab a copy of this book. We went through the hacks, but we were just skimming the surface. There is amazing insight, amazing hacks, amazing steps and habit building processes inside the book that are going to be huge for you. So I can't recommend this book enough. I would actually say that if there's one book you read in 2024, I want it to be this book. So please go pick this book up. I think it will change your life. I don't think I've ever emphatically mentioned a book that way before on the show, but I mean it. And I can't thank you enough, Jessie, for the work that you're doing in the world and how much it's impacted my personal life and how I feel